Little warning for you, this video is probably gonna piss some people off, but that's the way it works. And here's the deal, I'm not just bitching about stuff, but I'm providing solutions. So I think that's like one step up from most like YouTube videos where guys are like, and all they do is whine. Icast is this week, don't hang up the phone yet. Icast is archaic, dude. It's lost its sort of shimmer, it's lost its glamour. It is not what it once was, and even what it once was, I personally think it was kind of just this social fest where everybody kind of pats each other on the back and like the contests are kind of a joke. I think there's an opportunity, and that's what we're gonna talk about in this video, because there's some things that Icast does, and the way they do stuff, that's crap. It's dated, it's archaic, it doesn't work anymore. But there's a solution, and there's a solution that's kind of new school, and it could be good for like everybody, anglers, pro fishermen, companies, and everybody could enjoy it and have some fun. So that's exactly what I'm gonna tell you about, and I'm gonna bitch about Icast. So hit that like and subscribe button for me. Let's get to it. Let the bitching begin, right? So there's two main problems with Icast, in my opinion. And one of them is actually a problem with tournament fishing too. And I think it's really at the root of this disconnect that average anglers have with tournament fishing, and it's not live scope, it's not forward-facing sonar, it's elitism, dude. And I know it's called the Bassmaster Elites and all that, but that sort of elitist, sort of, you know, put up your nose above the clouds attitude, that does not work. Part of it relates to just closing it to the public, and I think that's elitism. You know, back in the day, maybe I understand that. It's a trade show, it's not open to the public, it's for brands to deal with vendors and things along those lines. Well, not every rule should be a rule because it's a rule, if you can follow that train of thought. You need to have a reason for that rule. And the fact is we've outgrown that. Every industry's outgrown that. There's a lot more of a direct connection between the consumer and like a brand now. Like you can buy direct from websites, you can deal with reps. Like there's no reason to create this sort of buffer zone or this gap between us, the end user, the consumer, the angler, and the brand. They need to open this show to the public. There's literally no reason. People get in there anyways. They know a buddy who can get a pass or something like that. Vendors can get in there, like Little Fishing Shop, Joe's Fishing Shop and that. But they need to open it to the public and really kind of beef up that audience. And it's gonna do a couple things. One, it's gonna remove some of that elitism. It's gonna remove the old boys gang kind of thing that's there, the old slap on the back deal, which is part of the thing that I really don't like. It's gonna create a larger audience. Icast is dying. I don't care what anybody tells you, and they probably don't want to hear this. It's archaic. Its audience, its participant number is going down. Its price point to participate is going up. So that means one thing. They need more people through the door. They need more value offered at the show. And what that's gonna do too is it's gonna reduce the price of some of these booths are astronomically expensive, like insane. And the conversion value, the value aspect for these brands is becoming less and less, because you see all these templated videos coming out of Icast, everybody makes all this hype, and it literally like goes nowhere. It's just kind of like the same thing every year. The other thing that's gonna do is it's gonna create value for some of these smaller brands, whether it's a JDM brand, whether it's like a startup, like a cool little soft plastics brand in the USA, to get in there. They're gonna see like, hey, I need to get in there. Like there's gonna be this huge audience for my products. There's gonna be all these eyes, all these people coming through the door. That's where I need to be, and it's going to increase the value of those booths, and it's also going to probably lower that price. And I know this is a lot of like marketing kind of stuff, but that's what Icast is, right? It's this giant marketing hubbub. And the fact is like it needs to be directed towards the public. It's always been directed towards the brands, right? The vendors go see the brands, you're highlighting the products and all this. It needs to really be kind of like a highlight or a demo for us like average anglers in that. There needs to be demos, there needs to be examples, there needs to be a lot of social media people in there highlighting like cool stuff. It really needs to speak directly to the consumer versus directly to the vendor. I think that sort of gap that Icast has always preserved needs to be removed. It's an old school philosophy, and it just does not work anymore. There's some things that they do that I don't understand why, and it doesn't make sense. So as you guys know, the Bassmaster Classic, right, happens in like March, April. So they steal all the thunder from Icast, because a lot of these brands are releasing their new products in March and April, right? Because what's happening? Like, it's spring, it's the spawn. People are fishing, they're excited about it. Well, the fact is, when you look at the sales cycle for like fishing, it starts usually December, January, and runs through July, August. Us hardcore guys will fish September, October, you know, all year round, right? But the fact is the main purchasing window and the main time people are fishing ends in like August. So why would you run a trade show that releases all these new products, highlights all this new stuff, when you're literally gonna turn around and shut season down for the rest of the year? It makes zero sense. It's not freaking logical, dude. It needs to happen in like December or January. They need to jump out in front of the Bassmaster Classic and kind of reclaim that place of being the premier highlight of new products, right? So the other thing too, and it relates to that time period, I don't know if you guys have ever been in Florida in August, September. I live down there and I've been down there at that time. I like it. It's super hot, but the fishing's kind of tough, right? It's not the best time of year. Plus, a lot of these other places, Guntersville is beautiful that time of year. Up north, Wisconsin, New York, it's gorgeous that time of year. They need to run this thing like December, January, when people want to go to Florida, when the fishing is good. The amount of events and sort of tertiary kind of highlights and demos that they could run that time of year in Florida would be awesome. It would also correlate with the kickoff of tournament season, dude. A lot of these first tournaments kick off down in Florida in January, in February. So it'd be a perfect kickoff to that tournament season, and it'd be great fishing. So there'd be a lot of opportunities to kind of network, do some things. Other than that, nobody wants to go out and sit in a boat, dude. They run that tournament, they run some little like Icast tournament. It's miserable, dude. They sit on Toho for 8 hours, dude, and they shouldn't be boxing fish up in July anyways. There's a lot of little things that I think they need to change. The biggest thing is this elitism thing, and it's a problem with tournament fishing too. It needs to go away. Like, we're average normal people. Like, this whole haughty air crap, dude, no bueno. The show needs to be open. You need to get more people through that door. It needs to be an event, a showcase directly for the consumer and getting eyes on products, and it's gonna loosen up all the issues that they're running into. Because in my opinion, if they continue, that they being Icast and the people who actually run it, if they continue the way and the trajectory that they're going, Icast is not going to be around in the next 5 to 10 years because it's not sustainable. It doesn't suit the new market, the new style of market that we have. And it isn't adapting. And if you don't adapt, if you don't change, you go away. That's just a fact. That's a fact across any business, across any kind of thing that you're doing. If you're not changing, if you're not evolving, you're dying. That's all there is to it. I would really like to hear your opinions because you're gonna hear all this hype, all this hoopla that's gonna last like 7.5 days. There's gonna be 4,720 videos, dude, and they're all gonna look the same, and it's going to be boring and not exciting. So that's my opinion. But if you have a different opinion, or if you think some of the things that I said are wrong, I'm always open to discussion. I kind of don't want to see Icast go away. It has great branding. It's been sort of one of the standards of fishing, of angling for so many years. I don't want to see that kind of history and branding just disappear. I'd rather have them evolve, change, get with the times, you know, to sound kind of like, you know, hip and that, but like just change and be better because the opportunity is there. They already have the good brand, the brand notoriety and sort of that event status, but they're losing their credibility and they're losing their value. That's just my opinion. So let me know down in the comments box what you guys think. Just my opinion, and get ready for the Icast storm. It's coming. Later, my homies.